This Sunday, we're continuing our series on future family. And this week, I'm tackling the subject of parenting. And I have to admit that every time I preach on this subject of parenting, I feel extremely inadequate. I feel like the grandpa in the rocking chair these days. And I know that there are many parents out there as well who either are wrestling with what I call the terrible toddler or fighting with a terrifying teenager. Either way, it's no picnic being a parent. I heard about a young preacher who had not yet married, and he preached a sermon he entitled 10 Commandments for Rearing Children. Well, this young preacher eventually got married, and he had some children of his own. And when they were in those terrible toddling years, he preached the sermon again. And he changed the title to 10 Suggestions for Rearing Children. Well, of course, the terrible toddlers grew up to become terrifying teenagers. And so he changed his sermon again to 10 Hints for Rearing Children. And then after the last child was grown and left home, he burned the sermon altogether. I can relate. There's probably never been a larger generation gap than there is today. Things have changed radically from the time when I was a kid. The music has changed. We've gone from the Grand Ole Opry to hip-hop. Fashion has changed. We used to patch holes in blue jeans on the farm, and then kids would cut holes in their jeans to be fashionable. Well, now we just buy them that way with holes in them. Go figure. Entertainment has changed, technology has changed, and the result is an ever-widening generation gap. Okay, Boomer? As the generation gap has widened, it becomes even tougher to raise children. So what do we do? Well, in this week's message, I want to remind both parents and kids it takes two to build a bridge. You're either building bridges to one another or you're burning them. And yet this building of bridges must begin and end with the parents. So this week I want to primarily address parents. So if you're a parent or ever want to be a parent, this week's message is for you. Oh, and it wouldn't hurt the rest of you to listen in either. See you there. Oh, kids, get those kids off my lawn. What are you doing?